They're like, oh, is this April 1st? Is this April Fool's joke? Yeah.
Absolutely, right. Going from the dark dungeons of the dragons all the way over to Miss Kitty and everything that's wonderful and beauty about Sanrio.
This Marquee Dragon video is sponsored by Shattered Crystal, game codes and items.
Hello, I'm Marcus Eichenberry from MarqueeDragon.com. I'm at the Login Conference, and with me today I've got Bob Ferrari.
Hey,
how did you end up with such a cool last name?
You like that? It was a licensing deal. I can't get into the details. Nor can I send you one.
Oh, right, yeah. So, I know from the past that you worked on some things like you worked on Dungeons & Dragons Online.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings Online. I was VP of Biz Dev over at Turbine.
Yeah, so where did you actually start in this industry?
Well, that's interesting. Actually, early on, I actually started in the consumer electronics business, and kind of transitioned from the consumer electronics business more into what we referred to many years ago as the web appliance or the internet device business.
Okay.
We were kind of ahead of our times when we first kind of designed the iPad, but we never came out with it at Philips.
Oh, interesting.
So there you go. Yeah, if you can only turn that clock back, 15 years.
Well, timing is right.
It absolutely was. And back then, you know what? Timing wasn't right for it.
Yeah.
And so I actually had worked within Philips in terms of how do we deliver content to a variety of different devices. So that really is what got me into more of the interactive side of the business. And so then I started working with the cable companies, delivering content to set-top boxes, and started looking at what is happening there now with the internet starting to get more and more popular, people going online more and more, and started getting intrigued actually with online games.
Yeah, so how did you get into games?
And so there was a small little startup we were looking at getting going. We weren't able to fund it successfully, unfortunately, and at that point in time, which was about 7 years ago, I was approached by Turbine to join their team, and that's when they were a small developer. We were at that time maybe 70 people strong, and so I joined them to spearhead marketing and business development and really help them transition from being just a developer more into a publisher. And so they brought me on board really for the talents that I brought there in terms of business development, the publishing and the marketing know-how, and drove their global business development as VP of Biz Dev. Was with them for a little bit over 5 years.
Yeah.
And then Sanrio had approached me to join Sanrio Digital and take on their global publishing role.
Okay, so let's backtrack just a little bit. Can you tell me some of the, maybe you can't, but some of the great moments that you had back at Turbine?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, first of all, unbelievably talented team. I mean, we make some of the greatest games that are out there. I mean, if you look at the quality of the games with Dungeons & Dragons Online, I mean, the artwork, the storylines that go into our games, what they've created with Lord of the Rings Online. I mean, I think in terms of where the MMO space was and where it was growing, Turbine was certainly a leader in that space. And I think, the success that we had with Lord of the Rings Online, it was one of the smoothest launches ever done, I think.
I remember seeing news reports about nothing happening when it launched.
It was really unbelievable, right? Yeah. Because, and there's a lot of great MMOs out there, but a lot of these great MMOs also have some baggage that was behind them that said, what a horrible launch week, or the teams just went crazy. And again, I really, it goes back to we had a very talented team that really knew what they were doing. I mean, as Turbine, we were in the business for a long time. I mean, Asheron's Call, for an example, still running today. That's what, maybe 13 years old. Turbine itself has been in the business for about 15 years.
Yeah.
And so it was really exciting, I think, to bring a property like Lord of the Rings to the market and have such a smooth launch and have the opportunity to work with a great brand, like Tolkien, with the Lord of the Rings family.
Right. Yeah. What a wonderful. I mean, I was just so enthralled with the movies, and I was really happy to see a game coming out.
Absolutely.
I heard a little story, and this is from one of the community people that was working on Lord of the Rings, about a thing about squirrels.
Oh, right. And I don't remember the exact
It was
story
like the
there, but
gray squirrels
versus
and
black
red,
squirrels.
red squirrels or whatever.
And I think that just goes back to the community and the storyline.
And it got it wrong on what color they were in game. And
we didn't really get it wrong. We didn't really completely get it wrong, or never admit that. But I think that goes down to, again, we dive really deep into the storylines, and we try to be as true as we can within the IP. But that also shows that the type of the community and the following
Yeah,
that
it
we
ended
have
up-
with our games, right? That they're very passionate about.
Oh yeah, it ended up being that they were like, this is not quite right for what color the squirrels are.
But you know,
what a travesty.
But that's good.
Yeah.
Look at the great press we got
Like
out of that, right?
petitions to fix the squirrels.
No. I mean, one of the things that we always held very, very closely at Turbine, and that we do as well at Sanrio Digital for Hello Kitty Online, the MMO that we've developed and published, is that we listen to the community.
Yeah.
To us, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not building a game, I'm not selling a box for the most part. I'm creating a service, I'm creating and offering an experience. And so to me...
So you're creating entertainment.
My success, absolutely, right? We provide entertainment in the form of a service. And that service has to be impeccable in terms of quality, customer service, in-game support, the game itself, it all goes together. And the community is our lifeblood, right? I mean, if our community is not happy, then we're not monetizing the games, we're not growing the games. And at the end of the day, we're all not nonprofits. I mean, we need to make money going forward. And so the community is very important.
So
we listen to them.
So tell me why Hello Kitty?
I know.
As a guy, I'm not sure I understand that.
And it was funny because when we made the big announcement that I had left Turbine to join, Sanrio
Hello
Digital,
Kitty. They're like, oh, is this April 1st? Is this April Fool's joke? Yeah.
Absolutely, right. Going from the dark dungeons of the dragons all the way over to Miss Kitty and everything that's wonderful and beauty about Sanrio and all those characters. Part of it was that I truly believed in the free model, which finally Turbine had transitioned to something that was in the works when I was there, when I helped set up some of those business models for them. But I saw an opportunity where there was this free-to-play space that was growing, and I saw a lot of companies seem to be missing the boat in terms of where this wave was coming, as well as an underserved market. And I thought that underserved market really was that female audience.
Yeah.
And so to me, again, granted Turbine makes some wonderful games and some great IPs, but that space is very crowded.
Well, in Shattered Crystal, where we saw a lot of game codes, there's one game that continually surprises us, and it's like Star or something like that. And
yes.
And it's like this girl dress-up thing, and all they're buying is little pieces of clothing that they put on their avatar.
Star Doll.
Stardall.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm
absolutely.
like, as a guy, I just totally don't get it.
Yes.
But obviously there's a market there.
There is, and since we're really intrigued with, I had known Sanrio Digital, I had known the executive team, and so I had a lot of respect for them. I had some insights into the products that they were building, as well as it was a complete line. So at Sanrio Digital, we're doing Hello Kitty Online, the MMO, but we also do console games, we do DS games, we do iPhone apps, we do Facebook apps, and so we're a true cross-platform, which was something that we weren't necessarily doing at Turbine. That wasn't our focus. Secondly, it was an opportunity to work with such a fabulous global IP in terms of Hello Kitty and Sanrio. And again, with the underserved market, I felt there was an opportunity. Not that we were going necessarily after the kids market, because some of our products are targeted towards kids, but with the MMO, it gave us an opportunity to target the 13+ audience that's into online gaming, the female audience, all those wives and girlfriends and sisters that are sitting home while their husbands and boyfriends or whatever are playing Lord of the Rings or World of Warcraft.
Yeah, so we're dungeon
right?
diving, and what are they doing?
What are they doing, right? And so I saw this underserved market, and I also saw the power of the brand, which is very, very intriguing because even a conference like this, which is 90% males, I can walk around and talk about Hello Kitty.
We all recognize it.
You all recognize Hello Kitty, but you probably identify Hello Kitty as, oh, that's that cute little brand that my 6-year-old daughter enjoys. And she does, but our brand expands and really resonates with an audience much, much wider, right? So certainly, if I poll the 20 or 30 women that are at this conference and talk about Hello Kitty, a lot of them will say, you know what? It's not my daughter who just loves Hello Kitty. I love Hello Kitty. And so they have this affinity with it as a brand. And to me, that power of how that resonated with them and how they are just so committed to the brand made sense to start wrapping interactive entertainment around it.
So
hence the opportunity.
The game's not available yet, is it?
The game will launch this summer in the US.
Okay.
So we're currently in beta, and then we have a variety of launches that will happen across the globe as well.
So for the 6-year-old girls who are watching, how do they apply for the beta?
Well, they'll have to go to their mom, right? Because they have to be 13+ to play.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So again, because we're not targeting the kids, right?
Okay.
We are targeting the very dedicated, loyal community that's behind Hello Kitty and Sanrio, that's looking for a virtual environment to go to to be in a fun, engaging environment, which is unlike most other virtual worlds or MMOs that are out there. Not to say we're specifically catering to females. We definitely have guys. We have guys in the beta that are playing.
So what's the website? Is it Hello Kitty Online?
So it's HelloKittyOnline.com, and then we also have SanrioTown.com, which is something very, very unique that we've done in the space. And we feel that we've taken the MMO and have truly made it a social gaming experience in the sense of when you sign up at Sanrio Town, which is our free site for Sanrio fans, they go to SanrioTown.com, they get a free membership, they get a free email, fully functional email account, a web blogging account, as well as a video creation account, so they can actually create their own videos.
It's like community.
And host them. And it's a community site, right?
Yeah.
And so they can host everything about themselves and really engage within a lot of Hello Kitty type assets and content, and then they also get access into HelloKittyOnline.com. And then the unique thing is, while they're in the game, they can actually access their email, they can blog, and so on. So if you and I are in the game, you can actually click on my avatar and you can view my blog from inside Hello Kitty Online.
That's pretty cool.
And so it's truly integrated from a social networking standpoint, which is great.
Yeah.
And we think that resonates very highly with our audience base.
Well, if I was a girl, I'd be a lot more excited
Yeah,
about
you
it.
I could just tell, I know.
You know, what can I say? Anyway, Bob, thank you very much for your time.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, it's a great conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Started out on a Friday night. The sentimental tales you told was just bringing me back to you.